Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk about what it's really like to do a site inspection. This video was actually requested in the comments, so I want to say a quick thank you to everybody who watches, comments, and shares their ideas. I got some great feedback throughout all of my videos so far, but I really related to this topic because it was something I would have loved to see more of when I was first starting out with site inspections. So, this video is going to be beginner-friendly tips that I've learned and been taught through my own site inspection experience. This video is meant to build on whatever your supervisors teach you, so if anything I say differs from your company's process, stick with your supervisor's preference. I also have a previous video with tips on how to stay safe on construction sites, which I will link in the description below. If you are getting ready to head out to a site, please make sure to watch that one too, because your safety should always be your #1 priority. Great, and now onto site inspections and why site inspections matter. Conducting site inspections is a very common task for EITs and junior engineers, and it's a crucial one. You become the eyes and the ears of the project on the ground, and you'll report back to your supervisors, senior engineers, stakeholders, and even the client. Depending on the project, site inspections might happen weekly, every other day, daily, or even multiple times a day. Every project and their needs are unique. I have 4 tips for you, and the first one is to prepare before you go. Before heading out, make sure that you are familiar with the job, the site drawings, and the equipment. Take the time to review drawings so you understand what work is actively happening and what is scheduled next. Pro tip within the tip is to look at the previous site reports, if there are any, to catch up on recent progress so you know what to expect and what to look for on site. Also, drawings will be your best friend, so always bring a physical copy with you. Don't rely only on the digital copies. It's also helpful to prepare by familiarizing yourself with the equipment used on site and construction equipment in general in case something pops up. Early on, I spent a lot of time learning the names and functions for different types of construction machines so I could identify them quickly. The more prepared you are before you step foot on site, the smoother your visit will go. And now on to tip 2, and that is to take organized notes. One of the main reasons that EITs and junior engineers go to site and do these inspections is to write a site inspection report afterwards. To do that effectively and properly, you'll need to take great notes while you're on site. Some companies might provide a template or hand out iPads, while others may prefer you use a paper notebook or the Notes app on your phone. My personal go-to was to keep a template in my phone notes. It was easy to manage rather than an iPad, and I would have some key points to look out for while on site. So before leaving the office, I would fill out my template with any specific items my supervisor asked me to look out for. Specifically, things could have been how many truckloads of dirt have been removed for site, what equipment is on site. And the template also had dedicated spots for the date, the weather, the on-site equipment, the number of workers and contractors on site, the specific work completed that day, and it also had space for any general notes or questions that I came up with or the construction team had for me to ask. Especially when you're starting out, write everything down. If you hear terms or jargon that you don't understand, just write them down and then ask about it later, rather than risking missing something trying to figure it out. Trusting everything to memory is risky. Having a solid template will make writing your final report at the office that much faster and easier. And on to tip number 3, and that is to take functional photos. Alongside your notes, you'll need to take plenty of photos. Photos are a great way to communicate what's happening on site. And these shouldn't be artistic photos, so don't stress if you don't think you're a photographer. What they should be is clear, straight on, practical shots of the actual work. If there's an area that they're working on for several days, this could be a major excavation or anything, it would be a great tip to try to take photos from the exact same spot and angle every single day. This creates a clear timeline of progress, which is much easier to track than photos taken from random angles. And when you add your photos to your inspection report I talked about earlier, each photo will need a clear caption describing what's shown and where it was taken. This means that you'll need to get comfortable with cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, and your relative position on site, which could be either referenced through a landmark or station numbers. An example for a caption could be manhole in the background, head wall in the foreground, photo taken at station 12+00 facing north. And a tip for figuring out your cardinal directions when you're on site is you can use most smartwatches or your phone. They have built-in compasses. Taking a quick survey before you arrive to orient yourself with landmarks will really help. If you're still getting confused, you could put the compass in the corner of your photo and crop it out later, and you'll see which direction that you're facing. And on to my last tip is really focusing on transparent communication. At the end of the day, your job during a site inspection is to monitor, record, and share progress back to the people who need to know the information in the office. You're there to keep work flowing smoothly, check in with the construction crew, and to see if they need anything from the engineering side, and you are that channel of communication. Communication is everything. Never hide anything from your supervisors. If you forgot to ask a specific question or missed a detail on site, never make it up. Always tell the truth that it was missed or you just didn't get that information. Your supervisor can usually call the site team to clarify, or maybe you can head back out there later in the day to find out any information needed. It is never worth guessing or omitting details. This can lead to a lot of stress and maybe some miscommunication between people. If you're heading out to site soon, best of luck to you. Keep your head up, your ears open, and absorb as much information as you can. Site visits is where I've done some of my best learning about engineering and engineering work. If you want more tips on construction site safety or navigating engineering consulting, make sure to check out my other 2 videos on this topic, especially the safety one. Can't stress it enough, your safety is first priority. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.